stronger. Whipped. What else?
You could cry out or yell.
Yes. So spun. Someone said spun. Spinning around. What about instantly spinning around? Because isn't that what you do? Or whipping around, or instantly whipping around. So, instantly whipping around. I like snapping because it's got a real snap to it. The word itself. Instantly snapping around. Do we need all this? How are we going to shorten that?
You could just, instead of having that, you could say, like, a synonym for spoke out and just like one that means like.
Okay, that's right. Give me one. What does speaking out in a panicky voice? Give me a verb. Stuttered? I think that's more, I really don't know how to say this. More of a...
Whimpered.
Well, actually, she could whimper if she's absolutely so terrified she can't speak.
Cried out.
Cried out, but that's 2 words. Shrieked? What about shrieked? So these are all the words over in the background you write out. Shrieked, whimpered. Just write them down somewhere. And there are so many. There are 50, 60 of these, more. Instantly snapping around, she shrieked or she whimpered.
I wouldn't say shrieks, because she wouldn't like shrieks.
I wouldn't say whimpered because she would like whimper.
Let's have a look at her what she actually chooses to say. She says, "Who's there?" And that's where I think your stuttering might be the best choice there, Rupert. Because you could actually, instead of her being aggressive scared, she could be timid scared, couldn't she? So if we go, let's go stuttered, and how are we going to show that she's stuttering? So you could go, who, you could even go,
You could have like a couple of W's.
actually you could, let's do that, www.
www.com.
Who's there? And you could go her, let's just put a little dash in here. Her,
I think that's names.
her,
Herbert.
hello? Anybody? Anybody? Let's just leave it at anybody.
Would that
Okay.
count as all those words, like all this that is?
Yes. Ethan. So we've got crack, instantly snapping around. She started. Who's there? Hello? Anybody? Now, there's a very important aspect of dialogue punctuation we need to consider here. When anyone is speaking, when dialogue begins, what should we have done with this dialogue?
New line.
New line. Do not forget to do that. When someone is speaking, new paragraph. Instantly, so that should be next slide. Instantly snapping around. Let's get rid of this because it's confusing me. She stuttered. Who's that? Hello? Anybody. So she's not an aggressive, afraid person. She's quite timid, like I said. Now, what do we do with this sentence here? The very next line after the dialogue.
Do you put it on?
Another paragraph.
But also, because she's stuttering there, so it doesn't quite match that she instantly snapped.
I can see what you're saying, but I think you would. I think if you heard a loud bang, I actually jump. I can actually be sitting at my desk and someone can walk in and just say hello, and I will literally jump out of my skin.
Yes.
And I don't know why, it's just my reflex. And a hot flush washes over me. I react quite intensely. I think if there's a loud crack, most people would spin around, especially they're in a cemetery in a dark night, but their next emotional response might then be, I'm terrified, I really don't know. I'm not comfortable here. So, listening. Next line. So dialogue should be short, snappy and easy to read. Lots of space around it on the page. Otherwise it's confusing and it's horrible for the reader. So then suddenly, out of nowhere, out jumped a creature that Rachel couldn't... Let's put another word in there. Quite describe.
Doesn't quite make sense. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, out jumped. The two outs.
So how are we going to fix it? Yes.
Out of nowhere, a creature.
Let's get rid of this.
A creature jumped.
A creature appeared.
A creature jumped. Yeah, a creature appeared.
And suddenly, out of nowhere, a creature that Rachel couldn't quite describe. Let's put the verb in here. Do we want jumped? This comes back to the best verb possible.
I was going to say that you could take then and suddenly out and just start sentences with out of nowhere a creature.
You could. I like this cohesive tie suddenly. A lot of people don't use that enough in stories, or they overuse it because it's a change of pace. She's actually stuttering here, and then there's an instant action, there's an instant event, and I think you need the suddenly there. But again, that's your own judgment call. Sometimes I'll write in assignments a cohesive tie like suddenly is needed here for fluency. And pardon? Leapt. There we go. Lunged. Let's go with lunged. Lunged at her. And how did it lunge? Wildly, aggressively. What else? Wanting, hungrily. Yes, wantingly, hungrily. You decide. Now, Ethan, you should be paying attention. This is your paragraph. What is the problem with this in terms of the punctuation? All of you should see it instantly.
There's no capital on the head.
Well, you don't want any capitals in there.
There's no comma after half man.
Okay, what else? You're not seeing it. Paddy, give it to me.
Do you put a semicolon where after cold?
After where?
Cold.
Cold? No, we're here.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Ben.
There's no, it's not a proper sentence. There's
Thank
no
you.
verb.
Thank you. Guys, we have talked about this. You must be able to recognise that this is not a complete sentence, is it?
No.
You can't walk up to someone and go, half man, half thing and completely nightmarish. Can you? It is not a complete sentence. So why have we got a semicolon here? What are we going to do to fix it?
Change and to that
You can't. You just can't have a semicolon there, can you? Ben.
You could.
Sorry. What's your name?
Daniel.
Daniel. Sorry, Daniel.
You could put a dash after lunged at her.
I reckon that would be really nice. Dashes are awesome. You cannot overuse any punctuation mark ever, but a dash is actually grammatically correct. Couldn't quite describe lunged hungrily at her or